child to bed like any good parent, probably at bedtime. My wife comes out, maybe girlfriend, I don't know. And I look and it looks like she's standing in front of him and they're very close. I'm like, Kelly, are they making out like in the camp? Are they literally just making out right now? And that's what they were doing. So they had a makeout session.
They had the ambiance, man.
I guess.
They
Kid
had
was
the
in the
nice
tent sleeping.
flow going.
We were clearly up watching. And
That's all we did was people watch. We had
just making out
view in town.
Well, the good thing is they didn't stop smoking their cigarettes. They kept them in their hands, so that was nice. So tent, no shoe tent guy,
passing it back and forth.
Yeah, just smoking it back and forth and biting their mouth. Yeah, that was good. So no shoe tent guy and wife at some point they go to sleep. That I really don't even pay attention. But they stuck at me as the best characters of the trip. Everybody else was okay. I mean, everybody else stayed their self. Yeah. I thought what you do find though, and what you were briefly talking on, you really can tell that you think a lot of people camp or do that kind of stuff. And I think they can camp and do that kind of stuff or like being in outdoors. But there's just some things out there. I'm like, nah, these people aren't really built for out here. They just aren't. They don't seem to get it. Like,
that's the sense you get of car camping. You get everybody in the world that goes out. It's like the other two guys that had the tent across from us that night on Saturday night. They pulled up in a van. They didn't even pitch a tent. They stayed in the van together. They cooked outside, looked on their phones, and didn't even talk to each other.
Yeah.
And then they slept next to each other inside a van. So, and this was a minivan, not no VW bus, not no old school van that you would want to do, whatever. Not no, oh no, Dodge Ram rate van or, what is it? The A-Team van. This is not that type of van. This is a freaking minivan parked across.
It was a soccer mom.
So soccer mom van. This is what it is. And they slept inside that van.
I didn't even name them in my saga here.
You should have. This is the soccer mom team.
Yeah, I would have called them the A-Team campers, but the fact is they were just that boring. There was no point in putting them in there.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like this is the amount. Like you get more characters out of this than what you would do going out in the woods and actually camping.
Yeah, I definitely agree with it, and it was very clear to see for sure.
Yeah. Let's pause for a second. I gotta pee. That should be off. Yeah. So, anyways, after the people watching, we had that wonderful meal that Aaron and Kelly and everybody provided on their own. It was we had some T-bone steaks and we had some potatoes. And then on top of that, we had onions and peppers. Right? And mushrooms. Can't forget the shrooms when you're in the woods.
Yeah.
So we had all that grilled on the, what do you call it?
Griddle?
The griddle. That Aaron just bought for that trip. Only for that trip. Never used again after that.
Already sold it.
So, anyways, he bought that and he did it. The only reason why we did the steaks on that is because Aaron forgot his nice cast iron, so we couldn't cook over the fire with it. But
good thing I bought the grill.
It was pretty delicious because everybody was pretty happy at the end of it. I mean, everybody was very happy and thankful for the chef and thanking the chef by farts. And we had a pretty good farting competition. Sorry, Kelly. It's on here. So I think she started it out because she went for a good I'm going to stand up, not gonna try to fart, but it accidentally slipped out maybe, and then it goes and then it's like, and we're all like, you're the only one out here when you're in the woods. Come on. It's Tegan's not here to say mommy pooed it. You did it.
So we have to do it, right?
Yeah. But immediately Kelly says, "I'm sorry." Hey, no worries. And then Aaron goes, and it's like, all right, it all begins. But it was amongst Kelly and Aaron there for a good while.
Oh yeah,
probably about 2 toots in between each other. Oh. And then I chime in with my boom rocket, and it was I don't do those rat-a-tat-tat farts. I go one and out, and I'm done. I'm shooting off my damn seat, going to the ceiling. I don't know where I'm going. And
how did I get here?
And it's like, oh. So maybe that's why I went and blew up stuff, because that's my personality. Who knows? Yeah. So, anyways, so we went through that, and it was pretty interesting because earlier, like Aaron pointed out, the people next to us that were the blah people,
vanilla
with the dog, the blah people.
You call them the blah camper. I call them the vanilla.
The vanilla people, blah people, yeah, whatever. About the same. They got the dog. Anyways, they definitely heard us because I remember looking at it, and one of them perked up whenever somebody farted.
I think it
was kind of funny when that happened. But I'm definitely sure that
we're not 25. First of all, hold on. We're not 25 or 30 yards away from them. They're really close to us.
Yeah.
And right now we do have the benefit. There are some other people out and about because at 10 o'clock is the quiet hour. So we're okay.
Well, but this was before 10 o'clock.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why
there's noise going on. We did turn off the music early too because somebody said nobody else is playing music, and I'm like, well, it's not quiet hour yet.
Well, because we have
keep the music going.
We have the vanilla tenters and the hermit campers.
It's not 10 o'clock yet.
I realized that, but they were putting a lot of social pressure on me.
Yeah, well, I think maybe if we had music on, nobody would have heard us farting in our happiest area as we could be. But anyways, let's go. So I think everybody heard us. The vanilla campers, the barefoot, what do you call them? Blackfoot, barefoot?
I had him as no shoe tent guy, but I kind of like little Blackfoot.
Yeah, right. So you got the Blackfoot and his family, and then you had the minivan, the soccer mom van campers, and then you had the bathroom campers, and then you had the no seers. What'd you call them?
And then they got the hermit campers.
The hermit campers, way better than no seers. It's good. So I'm sure all of them heard this whole farting competition we had going on, and it was awesome. That's all I gotta say. We're just sitting there
and giggling.
We had a freaking good meal, and we're sitting there next to a damn campfire on our damn chairs. And Kelly's fucking farting.
I don't think it was just Kelly, but yeah, I think it was all of us. Well, the best part, I think, for me was we actually continued to fart into the night, and
we just continued farting. And I loved it. It was us three hanging out after we had a good meal, and we were just farting.
And
that's compliments to the chef right there, isn't it?
I know. We had a whole conversation about that. We had a whole conversation about how,
as we're farting,
back in the old times, way old times, like way long time ago, that it was pretty customary for you to fart. That was a good thing, and throw it up even at a meal was a good thing because you eat more. But I think the part was that we even went into a little after quiet hours. And we were continuing to fart. At that point, there was no doubt in my mind they could tell that we had a good meal. And it's funny that one of the tent people I didn't name, and I should have, was the people right behind us. Even though they weren't overly, engaging than anything I saw.
Which one was that? The bathroom people?
Yeah, the restroom tenters. Yeah. When I went to the restroom.
And this was your first morning.
Yeah, there's this girl just
you and Kelly. I didn't ever witness this. I was like, I feel left out.
We had to walk around this tent to get to the restroom, and there was this girl just staring like at me as I walked the whole time, and it like a supernatural kind of ghosty stare. Like it just wasn't natural, and it was very creepy. And I had to get to the bathroom and then I walked through that, and walk through her peering eyes, I should say. Made it to the bathroom safely, thank God, and had to come back out. And she was still just staring amongst the trail at me, and that was weird. That was the weirdest thing they did. The rest of them didn't really bother me. But one night, that last night we camped, there was a little bit of rain that happened, and I noticed before we went to bed that they actually hadn't put a rain leaf over their tent. And then I did hear them getting up. Somebody got up in the middle of the night. I'm pretty sure it was them.
I didn't hear them. I was on the other side of Aaron's tent.
They got up and I could
trucks.
They got up and tried to like put it on. I could hear like the nylon on nylon, I guess, whatever that material is. I could hear it like rub as they pulled it over it. And then I guess they woke themselves up. So they had a conversation for a little bit and they talked a while. And of course, I didn't sleep super well, but that's a different story for a different day. But that was a lot of fun. That trip was good. I think what I guess I go back to say is, out of those two trips that we talked about today, actually I think I had a better time at the farm. As maybe just because I didn't sleep as well the second time. The first time I did. I maybe that's why I woke up 2 nights in a row pretty tired, but pretty exhausted. I still am.
I think that has to do to your sleeping mat. Unfortunately,
I got one of those Tenor Nemos, and it was a really good mat. It was a great mat. I used the first time we did it, didn't have any problems with it, and slept on it just fine. I did have a sleeping bag that night, and it was very warm, very comfortable. This camping around trip around the first night, for whatever reason, I don't know at what point I did it, but the top had come undone. So it did leak some air. So I assumed, that's why I did it. Fixed it in the middle of the night. And I didn't want to wake Kelly, but I didn't have a sleeping bag either. And I did have a theory behind this. The first night, what would happen was as my body sunk down and I would feel the earth, it was really cold and I would get cold. That's really more why it woke me up than the actual comfort level. But I could feel it. And I think that was why I noticed it. Well, with a sleeping bag, I would have never actually noticed it and it would have given me a little bit of padding. But the first night, it definitely sunk too much because I had it open. The second night, it did it again. I wanted to do it again at 1:30 in the morning. And it was just a very little bit where my hip was, I was sleeping on my side, just my hip was touching the ground, which was cold. So I had to blow it up I think once or twice that night.
Your hip was cold?
What?
Nothing.
Oh. And so I think that had a lot to do with it. I looked at some reviews on it to try to send it back. The send back process is just a pain in the butt. You got to send it.
But you should do it before you get a year's long.
It's supposed to be lifetime. If you buy it from that website. If you buy it from that website.
Where'd you buy it?
I bought it from Amazon. But I think I bought it from their thing on Amazon. The Amazon thing only gave me 30 days to return it. Now, how many people actually get a thorough sleeping pad in 30 days? That's pretty stupid. So next time
Did you just buy it? Did you got a day left?
No, I was over it. So that kind of stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to test it out one day here in the house, but I'm not going to actually need it. And try with the sleeping bag. I think that would have also helped out a lot. I would have never really felt it anyway. So
yeah, but it shouldn't deflate anyway. Never had a deflation on my climate that I am. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm disappointed about it, but you know what? I'll never buy that product again. Maybe.
Yeah.
Might.
Good reviews on it.
It's a good brand though. It's a good. I mean, they're a good brand. So
yeah. I hate that it's pushing too much on that one, but
yeah,
we're doing good.
All right, Jeff.
Anyways, so let's move on to that next morning or the morning before that as well, because we did do our solo stove with the pot and water heating up with little twigs. We did very well on those stoves.